Langson is my favorite place so far on planet Earth for driving. It is just so good. Located only 3 hours from Hanoi City, it is a hidden gem in the world of motorbiking. In fact, I have lived in Vietnam for around 12 years, and this place only came onto my radar around 3 years ago. Full of rolling hills and beautiful scenery, it is enduro heaven. This is without a doubt. As with most mountains, you have a tree line to climb up, and in the case of Lang Son, this appears to be mostly pine. And then, as you get higher up, it turns into sort of barrenish grassland. For a bit of Vietnamese culture to be thrown in, the base of these mountains are full of stunning rice paddies and local villages. In nearly all places in Vietnam, you'll find other people hiding in the bushes. It doesn't matter how far from civilization you go, there will be a Honda Wave plodding along somewhere nearby. They put chains on their tires and have incredible customized off-road semi-automatics. It seems there is nowhere that Vietnamese and their Hondas cannot go. This is both a pro and a con. It makes life safe, of course, because other people are always around. But at the same time, you never really get to escape it all. The sounds of Vietnam are karaoke and chainsaws. I love to joke about it when I'm in the middle of nowhere and you hear a chainsaw kick off somewhere in the background. Or some hiker who has managed to carry a karaoke set up a mountain and starts singing. Lang Son, however, is so difficult to drive, you don't even get semi-automatics in these mountains. Very occasionally, you might see a hiker or someone attending to a cow. But overall, these mountains are off limits even to drivers on their off-road semi-automatics. Instead, we get mountain men, like our tour guide Vui. He isn't making noise with a chainsaw, but instead he is on a 2-stroke KTM. This guy seemingly single-handedly creates trails where no man can go. He then takes people like me and my friends who are dumb enough to try them.
This is suicide. Absolute suicide. Okay, acceptable.
He has unlimited energy, and you can see the passion and joy shining through his eyes as he shows off his trails like they are his babies. He doesn't really speak much English, but I think he takes great pride in the routes he has created and the scenery he is showing off. And he should, because this area of the world is not only very untouched, but incredibly beautiful. You see, for enduro, you need hills, but hills can't be cliffs, because you can't drive up a cliff. Well, some people can, but I can't. They need to be nearly cliffs to make them challenging and fun. This is what Lang Son does so well. It has enormous hills that are seriously difficult to drive, but not impossible. And I've driven Romania, where Romaniacs is based, home to enduro to a certain degree. But on this Lang Son trip, I got perfect conditions, and I realized that so close to home is driving that is probably even better than Romania. It is just that no one knows about it, apart from a very niche community of hardcore and very talented Vietnamese drivers. When you watch videos like this, you probably sit there and think, hey, I can do that. But that is because cameras hide how steep hills can be. You can do this, but you need a 2-stroke motorbike and you need skill. To get skill, you need time on a bike, and you need lessons. I got into off-road about 6 years ago. I haven't actually been doing it for that long, but I study hard, I watch every motorbike-based video on YouTube, I tend to only ride with people better than me, and I pay for lessons with people that are much better than me. I feel like everything I've learned up to this point brought me to this moment that allowed me to be on a trip like this.
Everyone knows how much I love downhills. Downhills with really large rocks. Ben is a motocross rider. He is insane. and Dave is a downhill mountain biker. There's me. I'm a businessman.
I suppose you can see views like this when hiking, but for me, to be in terrain like this on a motorbike is on a whole different level.
Nah, they always look shit on a GoPro. But yes, it is incredible.
On this trip, day number 1 was called Hill 811, which is basically a practice hill for people like Vui. I'm getting better, but still can't complete it. Now I can get about 3/4 of the way up it, but I still have some work to do.
Oh, so close.
Day 2, we redid the Buddha Trail, which is famous for being one of the hardest and most dangerous trails in Vietnam. It often has Vui and his group stuck out there into darkness, and that was me on the last trip here. With this group and with these conditions, we blasted through it in under 3 hours. I thought that that would be enough for the day, but Vui decided to take us on an even harder trail. It brought myself and my friend David to our knees, and I must say, I nearly had a tantrum towards the end of the day. I just wanted it to stop. But I looked at a map and I saw just how far from civilization we were, and a tantrum wasn't going to solve anything. So I decided to be quiet.
Worse than that, dude. I think if we make it through today, I'm not riding tomorrow. I just want to eat pizza.
The final day was called the Human Face Mountain. Human Face Mountain is down the cliff, up the cliff, down the cliff, along there, up the cliff, down the cliff. Ready, Dave?
No.
We couldn't see any resemblance to a human face, so Dave just assumed it got the name because people give up and faceplant the mountain instead. Needless to say, it was a battle beyond belief, but the reward was some of the best views I've ever seen in my life. When you've had a hard day at work, it makes that beer taste that much better. When you have battled for your life to get to the top of a mountain, it makes the view just that much better as well. Thanks for watching.
That's the downhill. Front wheel, back wheel. Ooh, that's scary enough. How do you keep the back wheel from sliding out on these things? Jeez, look at that. Dave's going nowhere. Power down, Dave. Whoa! That's why Dave just launched it. Whoa! It's like huge holes. Ah! That was a lot more scary than I expected. But I can do it, I can do it. Oh, it's a cliff. No! Probably, yeah. I can hang on for about 3 minutes, I reckon, before I die.
So we've finally hit the limit. John has fallen off into a cliff. We just lifted the bike off him. I'm stuck in some kind of hole, and that was the path we just came up. It seems to get worse, and finally we've broken the insane Kui, who refuses to go even with Ben. Ben says he'll go, but finally we broke Kui, but after ourselves.